You're listening to Secrets of a Bridal Seamstress podcast. I'm your host, Nadine Bozeman. In this podcast, I'm sharing business systems and strategies specifically tailored to the bridal sewing industry so you can build your own modern and profitable bridal alterations business. Join me as I also get to chat with fellow seamstresses and share their personal success stories. I'm so glad you're here and that we can grow together in this unique trade. Welcome back to another episode of Secrets of a Bridal Seamstress, and I have my friend Chris here with us, and I'm really excited for you guys to hear her story. She started the business 5 years ago, but it blew up like pretty quickly. So I'm excited to have her share her story with you. And for those of you who are considering like a significant career change, this would be your episode. So Chris, thank you for spending time with us today. You look fabulous, and I love your plants behind you.
Thank you.
Plant lady.
This is my planter room.
The sunroom. Yeah, I love it. It's giving me like bridal sewing cottage vibes. It's very
There
Brenda
you go.
Bolt. Yeah. Shout out to Brenda. Chris is located in Pennsylvania. So before we hit record, she is on the brink of like a massive snowstorm that's going to be hitting within a couple days. So is that affecting your appointments, or did you already plan ahead?
Luckily for me, I do Saturday appointments and they start tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. and they end at 4 p.m.
Okay.
Snow is scheduled to start at 7 p.m. I am keeping a close watch, but I am
You're
only
like, I
10
got to be home on the
minutes
couch
away.
before the first snowflake falls.
I am only 10 minutes away, so I will zoom in my car right after.
Okay. Do you have your snacks all planned though?
I do.
Okay,
I
good.
do. I did
Last
my online grocery order. My husband picked it up. So we are stocked. If the
Perfect.
power goes out, we're stocked. If the power doesn't go out, we are going to eat well.
That's like the best part of snow days is like the snack plans. So
Yep.
I'm glad you're good to go with that.
On a side note, Atticus may get a groom, my dog,
Oh,
because we'll have time.
I'm spoiled. Yeah. So let's dive into your story because there's so many facets I want to cover and there's like some fun twists and turns. So let's start from like your design background of where this all started in college. Take it away.
So trying to make it a little short because it's a long story. I'm old. When I went to college, I majored in fashion illustration.
Oh,
Didn't
illustration. Okay.
major in fashion design. I have a little bit of regret about that now because of the pattern making skills that I would have acquired, but
Mm-hmm.
loved every minute. I went to Moore College of Art and Design in Philadelphia, and it was a great time. And that kind of led the path. I mean, I was working from college straight into a job. I didn't mention this one to you, but my first job was designing a children's line for the Bernstein Bears. Worked with Jan and Stan Bernstein through a company, and it was a lot of fun. But
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
then
Wow. How
ended up
iconic.
then ended up in a t-shirt design business, and that led my husband and I to have a t-shirt and embroidery business for many years. That led us into Civil War reenacting. And once we started Civil War reenacting,
T-shirts to
I
Civil
know,
War. I mean, it's
go
an
figure, there's
easy
a long
switch.
story that led up to that, but it's too long. So once we did Civil War reenacting, I was designing and making all historically correct, accurate clothing.
Wow.
And it was so much fun. I
Mm-hmm.
loved every minute of it. And then my girls started growing into theater and acting and performing. And then I started costuming for a few places, ended up
Mm-hmm.
costuming for few high schools actually through different contacts. I retired after Shrek. Shrek did me
Oh,
in.
Shrek was done. Yeah, that was the end. Yes.
I retired after that from the high school costuming. But in the meantime, I was also freelancing doing alts for a dry cleaner.
Oh,
And
very
then
cool.
many friends who knew I sewed and did
Mm-hmm.
alterations.
Word
And the
travels
bridal,
fast. You know, when people
yeah,
know that you sew,
it's
it's like they
crazy
come out of the
how just
woodwork.
like, oh, my daughter's getting married. Can you do that? My daughter
Mm-hmm.
loves getting married. Can you do that?
Mm-hmm. Can I
Just
interrupt
grew.
and ask, because like I'm a theater fan, what was your favorite show to do costumes for?
Oh, by far, it was a play, not a musical for this
Oh.
one, but Pride and Prejudice. Oh my goodness. I literally started from scratch, didn't go out and buy anything made. I had the budget to purchase material, and I made every single outfit for the
How
whole.
long did that take you, first of all?
It was a labor of love for sure.
I won't ask how many sleepless nights you sacrificed for the show, but yeah,
Yes.
how many months in advance do you
Oh,
start for something like that?
I guess they cast the show because that was their fall play. So they cast it right when school started. And it was, I think, November. So it was a really quick turnaround when you think
Yeah.
about how many
Yeah.
beautiful gowns. And then for the men, I did kind of cheat a little bit. I bought suits that were kind of almost fit the style, but I cut them and made tails out of the pants. So a little bit was fudged. It wasn't
Well, it's okay.
completely
Yes. Yeah.
historically accurate, but so much fun. By far the best.
Wow. That is, yeah, you need to have pictures of that like in your studio space. That is something to be so proud of.
Oh, it
Wow.
was fun. Full circle, one of the girls who was in high school that I costumed for that show ends up, she's now the director at the school that I was doing. She's the musical director there.
Oh,
And
how
she knows my
fun.
daughter. Like there's a whole kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
community that
Hmm.
evolves. So yeah, it's like really, it's a lot
And
of
there are
fun.
so many skills that you pick up with costuming, and the fact that you like created an entire Pride and Prejudice costume department from scratch. I mean, obviously you're taking some of those skills with you into bridal, so
Mhm.
that's amazing.
Yes.
I want to see pictures of that. Maybe we can include that in the
Okay.
show notes.
So then from there, the on the side business, freelancing, doing alts for the dry cleaner, ended up doing a few more bridals. And every time I had a new bride via friend
Mm-hmm.
or, acquaintance, I'd be like, oh, this is great. I could do this. And honestly, I found Brenda online, Brenda
Mm-hmm.
LeBeau, and started following her on YouTube. And it was like, oh, I can do this. Oh, I can.
Yes,
Gave
yeah.
me the confidence and kind of watch some different things. If I needed to do something that I wasn't familiar with, kind of looked it up.
Mm-hmm.
And my friend calls YouTube University. And yeah, just made my way through the very,
Yeah.
very, very beginning stages. Then actually through bridal sewing techniques through Brenda, she found out where I was because I had done some of her classes where,
Yeah, like
you
her virtual
one-on-one, not
retreats and
one-on-one, but virtual
yeah.
with
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of people. And she's like, you need to reach out. There is Fran Miller who is in Lancaster. So she's like, "No, reach out to her and meet her."
Yeah.
So I texted Fran and then became phase two. Actually, I'm moving ahead because I decided to go from Brenda's full time, just jumped right into full bridal. Stopped
Wow.
doing regular alts, just did bridal.
Yeah.
I was working with a store, not several, just a store. Learned a lot
Yeah.
and, baby steps.
Right, exactly.
So
Yep.
then I met Fran.
Okay.
And then I
We
started
love Fran,
learning, I
obviously.
know, started learning what I should and shouldn't do.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh my gosh, you have to reach out and join SBS. So jumping ahead 4 years later into the business, I found you.
Yay.
And this year has been like a whirlwind.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And I think too that there's just so much to be said that for the fact that like you're able to find Fran and she was willing to open up and just like share all the things with you and that you guys had, and I know Marianne's in that in your
Mhm.
breakfast club too, and that you're just openly sharing. Like that makes such a difference and like just the success of all three of you because each of you do something a
Absolutely.
little bit different for your local brides and
Mhm. Women business owners, we need to build each other up,
mm-hmm.
not treat each other as competitors.
Right.
It's so much fun when we meet. And, we talk about pricing, but most of the time we just gab about stuff like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
going on. But the sharing part and knowing our area and what is exclusive to our area and how
Yeah.
everything works, it's
Yes.
huge.
Yeah.
It has
Right.
changed all of us, I think, in
Mm-hmm.
different ways.
That's awesome. I know even when I think about the difference between like West Coast weddings and East Coast weddings, or just the West Coast brides, like you have to be just conscientious of your own particular demographic. And if you're listening and you're like, I don't know if I can share with my competitors or I can't have a breakfast club, go
No.
back to that truth that like you have an individual brand, you have an individual business that's going to be different from, as similar as like you and Marianne are, or like your offerings you're different and you're going to attract a different person or like Fran is focusing now on, her veil collection or it's like going back to that confidence in who you are and what you offer can really help take the competitive vibes from the table. So that's so good to hear. And I'm very jealous of your breakfast club. So
Oh,
yeah.
but we have
I
fun.
want to like crash it sometime. So
Oh,
anyway.
you absolutely have to.
So when you decided to go all in on bridal and you're like, let me just serve all the brides, how long did it take for you to feel like your schedule was full, even though you were just working with that one shop? Like, what was that timeline like?
Wow, it was quick. It was really quick. So I made the choice. It was post-COVID. I was working a job in advertising, pay the bills, 45 hours a week. It was exhausting. I loved the company and the people,
Mm-hmm.
but what I was doing was not satisfying to my life
Yeah.
at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say my age because I don't care. Number, age is a number. But at the time, let's see, I have to do the math. I think I'm 62 now. So this was post-COVID 2021, back 5 years when I made that jump. And, our household, we required a paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
So I was terrified to do it, but I did it and I knew exactly what I had to make in order to survive.
Mm-hmm.
And within the first 2 months, I just went, wow, this is 3 times where I thought I'd be. And then
Wow.
each month grew and it grew, and I learned and I learned.
Mm-hmm.
So the first year, it was, I would say, a pleasant surprise. I just kept saying to my husband, why didn't I do this sooner?
Mm-hmm.
I was loving every minute when I woke up in the morning.
Ah,
Um,
that's the best.
the best, yeah. At the time, I was still going back and forth to this bridal shop doing fittings there. And I redesigned my home studio in my garage to split it half, like with a nice pretty curtain, so
Mm-hmm.
that I could do fittings in there. But it
Yeah.
was small, one car garage to do everything in.
Wow.
So,
Yes.
yeah, I was
Mm-hmm.
really feeling, and it grew so fast. I have no regrets ever. It just was a whirlwind since then. And, there's growing pains each year. I had set a goal, a different
Mm-hmm.
goal.
Mm-hmm.
And before I met you and SBS, my goal was to move out of my garage into a commercial space.
Mm.
And in a snap, first place I looked at, it was
That's
like
that's
perfect.
sometimes what happens is like just
It's
taking the leap
crazy.
to look at the space and then you're like, okay, actually I could do this. So
So I knew at that moment it was the right space for me, right outside of Lancaster City. So people,
hmm
the big parking lot, nobody had to worry about parking in the city.
yeah,
'Cause I knew I wanted to be closer to the city so that, my other bridal stores that were feeding me work was closer for my brides. Because the only
yeah.
complaint I got was I live way in Amish country in the southern end, and people were like, "Wow, you live really far." It's
How much
literally
corn
10
do we have to
minutes.
drive by to get to your house?
It was 10 minutes further, but it's
Yeah.
so rural
Yeah.
that it
That's
seems
like
like
us. We live like 12 minutes from whatever, Fred Meyer or Kroger, but it's like it's worth it. Those extra 12 minutes, it's so
yep.
beautiful out here. And I know I've been to Fran's house and she literally has a cornfield in her backyard, but it's worth it. Her place is so beautiful too. It's like I'd take the corn. Come on. So let's
Exactly.
talk about the growing pains because, well, if you're a listener and you're thinking of starting your business or you have started it and you're like, okay, it must be nice. I've been out here trying to promote my business and I'm getting like no bites. Every demographic is
Mm.
different, and like your local market is going to be different. So hearing that like Chris was a raging success in her like first month, do not let that dissuade you because it was kind of the perfect
I had
combination
the
of like
perfect storm.
timing and yeah, 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 yeah. So if
Really
you don't
did.
mind sharing, what were some
Well,
of those growing pains or things that you're like, oh,
ooh,
okay, I didn't think about this. Oh, now I got to add
um,
this to my routine or
yeah, there was a lot of growing pains every year and every month of the year. I'm still having growing pains. It's organizational for me more so. And, I get that soft spot where I'm like, don't want to say no. So
hmm
that was a big part of a learning experience. Stepping away from a situation, the store who created a very lovely space for me and my opportunity, growing to go out and get more feeder stores. That was big.
hmm
It was
hmm
really hard because they were feeding me a lot of work. You want to expand to the point and be your own identity,
Right, right.
not just I'm doing this and I'm set in my ways. I
hmm
definitely wanted to grow. So in
hmm
order to grow, it was a tough choice that I had to make to start expanding and going into other areas,
Yeah.
other stores, Instagram. Oh my gosh, I am so socially awkward on any of my social medias. It is bad. I fear it. I hate to reply because I always think I'm going to sound silly. So then I found my beautiful Halligan assistant. Everything I do is feed her all the information.
Perfect.
She puts everything together. She's young
Mhm.
and she knows what to do.
She's young. It's like
Yes,
they're so much cooler. It's like they know all
she
the
is so
things.
cool.
Yes,
I,
and how to make the cool reels and yes,
yeah,
that's awesome. Because you are 0% socially awkward IRL. Like so it's just funny to
well,
hear
thank
that
you.
you
I feel
feel
it.
weird on social media. That's I wouldn't have
I
guessed
do
that.
some of the Zoom calls as well.
Oh,
Right. Yeah. It's like,
gosh.
oh no, if I answer no, 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 no. It's so weird. And then, I get my brides in my studio and I'm a totally different person.
Yes, yeah.
It's like, hey, come on in, let's sit down and talk, no awkwardness, no anything, but
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, I'm
Well,
weird.
that's a continuing growing pain that we're all like, okay, there's so much like happening like in the digital world,
Yeah.
like for a lot of us that feel like great with that one-on-one or like that working with their hands. And I remember when I was first starting just posting, I remember like years ago, like trying to post in my stories. And I have like journal entries of me being like, I want to post in my stories more. And I would like, this was back in like 2017, 2016, and I felt so nervous, which is so silly now, but like it was such a thing. So it's a new skill. You just have to develop the new
Yeah.
skill
That was a
and
growing pain for me for sure.
yeah.
And I think the business end of it, just knowing pricing, huge. Once I started relying and socializing with other seamstresses who are a
Hmm.
wonderful help, that part was a huge jump. Hey,
Yes, yeah. Like you just don't know
no,
what you're missing
no,
because you work
no.
alone. So it's like, I guess this is okay. And you have nothing to compare it to, but
I
it's
mean,
like,
if I could give any words of advice, it's to reach out and start a conversation with other
mhm.
seamstresses who are wiser than you, and you take their advice
Yeah.
because it's
Hey,
just
take the
like,
advice.
yes, I know this is probably jumping ahead, but my packages just started 3 days ago, thanks to Fran and
Yay.
ching.
Oh, yay. Okay, because I saw that post in Circle where you're like, is anybody awake?
Yeah, Fran had came to my studio on Monday and we set up a whole bunch of workflows in Dubsado.
Awesome.
And my formal wear and my bridal separate workflows, how to do
Hmm.
it. And I started work the next night. Of course, I did a whole lot of work on my own the
Hmm.
next day because it takes some time.
Yeah.
Was getting it all together, and then at like I think it was 8:15 I jumped on to Circle because I didn't want to bug her any more
Yeah.
than I already had. And I was like, okay, I hit a wall, I need help. And here she's on and she goes, oh, just text me.
It's
It was
perfect.
so funny. So we're working through some
So
stuff,
cute.
but so far so good.
Good
And
for
I got my
you.
first package yesterday.
Yay. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be we
So
talked
that's
about
gonna be a
that
new thing for me. Yeah.
yeah, at our retreat and Chris was like, I know I gotta get on board with the packages. So I'm so happy that like you got the first booking too. When the first person books, you're like, okay, this is viable. It's a little scary before that happens, but yeah, whole new world. Yeah, amidst the growing pains, can you remember some specific wins like early on? And they can be like little ones that you're like, oh, okay, I can keep going. Or this is
Google
working. I'm good at this. Yeah.
Google reviews.
Oh, wow, you're so brave. So you had a Google account from the jump.
Yes.
Wow.
And
Kudos. It took me like 8 years.
I
Okay.
was terrified.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, like when you start getting, I was so happy because it's almost like validation. It's
Hmm.
not that you like want to hear, okay, tell me more.
Yeah.
It's the validation part because when the bride leaves and everybody's happy, it's a great feeling. But when you
Hmm.
see it, actually, like they took the time to
Hmm.
buy. Or post another one would be on Instagram when they send me their photos or they tag me in their photos.
Yeah.
I don't do that often, but I need to start and I'm changing that in my workflow as
Good.
well.
Yes.
Yeah.
A little follow-up. How you doing? Send me some
More
pictures. Here's a
follow-ups,
review link.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm learning for sure.
Yeah. Well, it's like it kind of goes back to the same reason why we don't know what we're missing because we work alone. We also don't hear that feedback because we're our own boss. So we don't have somebody managing our work and saying like, "Oh, good job. Like you finished that. Let me give you another task." Or like, "You deserve a raise." Like nobody's saying that to us. And so it is our clients that we need to like
Yeah.
hear from them like, "Okay, they're happy. I'm doing this right." they liked the experience, they liked the outcome, you know. So that's huge. And I'm so proud of you. I didn't realize you had your Google Biz open from the jump. That is very brave.
I didn't know any different. It was
You didn't know to be scared.
I didn't know to be scared. But one fun thing that we do, and I'm going to continue doing it even if it gets old for people on my Instagram,
Hmm.
is we have Twirl Tuesdays. And at every single fitting, when I bustle, we take a video of the bride twirling around. And if you see their faces, how much fun the twirl
Hmm.
is, that's to me is a win.
Oh, I want to start doing that. I love that
Do a
idea.
Twirl Tuesday. It's fun.
And just taking pictures more in the, I don't really take, I mean, I take photos for my own work, but I don't take them thinking of like, oh, I'll post this later. But I love that idea because I also like giving people like an insight to the shop on social media or like, this is what it looks like in here. So
That
I
made a
maybe I
big
gotta.
difference. I get lots of feedback on that.
Oh, okay. I'm taking note of that. So let's talk also about your part-time assistants. Another thing that you totally blew past me with that of how it took me, again, years to hire an assistant for my shop. Like I didn't want anybody touching stuff. It took me a long time to get over that. And you're like, oh, let's hire somebody. Like you're just doing all the things. So
So I just
talk us through that
happened to have
decision.
had the perfect person at the perfect time. My daughter is in theater, and I found Halligan through her. She is a Temple University student, theater major, but she is extremely organized. She does costuming, wig, everything.
Wow.
And she also has her own business that she makes all the princess costumes. She does princess parties. So, yes, and she makes every princess costume. They are incredible.
Princess parties, like I would love to do that if this didn't work out somehow. Like, oh my goodness,
She's
sign me up.
adorable. Yeah.
Ugh,
So
that's so fun. Does
anyway,
she
I
sing too at the parties?
she does. And
Mhm.
her friend, she has a business partner and she has like 10 employees that go to
Wow.
different parties on the weekends. Yeah. So I have her 3 days a week, but I saw her and met her through Rachel. And I said to Rachel, do you think she'd want to work part-time? And she's like, oh, here's her number, text her.
Hmm.
So I had texted her last year over college break. We met and had coffee, and we were just like, oh, this is going to work out great. She started doing social media right away, even though she's in
Wow.
college. Like I would just send her stuff,
Yes, yeah.
we
Hmm.
share our Google Drive. And then as soon as she came home from school in May, I had her from May to August. And
During your busiest months, yeah.
it was great. And now she's committed. I'm not holding it to her if she gets something, better. But if she sees this, she better come back. So no, we just talked and she's coming back for 3 days a week again for part-time.
Wow, good for you. That's
Yeah, I
awesome.
wish I could have her full-time, but she's so busy. She's still doing theater. She stage manages at
Yeah.
a community theater locally.
Yeah.
And everybody wants her.
That's a good problem to have, I guess, if you're in her shoes. Yeah, and I think for bridal seamstresses with like that seasonal income, it's like, okay, I want to hire somebody, but how do I keep them on for the full
Mhm.
year? That's a question that comes up a lot. So for you to have that luxury of just like having her come in when you need her, really, that is ideal. So that's
Yeah,
like I have two assistants that are part-time, and it's kind of the same thing where it's like, okay, they have other things going on, but they'll come in for
I
the
love that.
busiest. And you've already teased a little about this, but let's talk about when you came to Scottsdale. Well, first of all, you found your long lost twin or your long lost sister in Carol. Carol and Chris met and they were like instant BFFs, and it was like, where have you been all my life type relationship.
So funny. Yeah, we really are. There's so many things in our life that are so similar. And I won't go into all the details, but it is a lot.
Yeah, and it was
Theater.
just so cool because both of you were like, you'd never been to a retreat before, and you just kind of
No.
like hopped in, and it's like, hey, let's see what happens. Okay.
Matter of fact, we're rooming together for
Oh, for real?
Nashville. Yeah, for real. We just confirmed it this morning. Yeah.
Love it. Oh, that's so fun. Yeah. So what happened? How was your mind blown in Scottsdale? Because I don't even know all this.
Yeah, it's crazy. I showed up and being a little bit socially awkward. I was terrified of
You played it
meeting.
off very cool because I thought you
Oh,
were cool from when you walked in. So you have
good.
a good facade.
So good. Really was terrified to meet all these women who were strong business owners, had no idea if I was going into a situation where they were all going to be already friends because I'm like the
Yeah.
new person. And from day one, first hour, well, actually, even before day one, I met Leslie. She sent out a text, does anybody come into the hotel? We spent the whole day together, sunning, out to dinner, had a blast. Going into the first day, I didn't feel as like,
Right.
about it and mind blown. It's a bunch of women who I would like to spend every single week with. It was so much
Yeah, really
fun.
fun. Yes. Yeah.
It was
Are
really
there
fun. And
specific things that you walked away with that you're like, oh, I never would have thought to do it that way?
oh, a lot. Well, first of all, packages, because everybody was
Okay,
like
yeah.
packages, packages, packages. Of course, with Michelle, who was your speaker,
Mm-hmm.
just knowing when to like take control.
Yeah.
Take control. All right, my head is spinning out of control right now. Stop.
Mm.
Look at what you're doing
Mm-hmm.
and take 10 minutes for yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
that was huge on that part of it. And
Yeah.
then everybody who is in the business, this is my goal this year to make more money but take on less work because the
Yeah.
year before was a huge growing year for me, moving into my space, adding an employee, and I just overworked myself.
Yeah.
So learning the balance, I think, is the main thing that I took away
Mm-hmm.
from those people. Alex, she's adorable. She really focused in on taking care of me and the amount
Mm.
in and being
Oh, I love
smarter,
that.
working smarter, not harder.
Yeah. And I think too, there's a sense of like, when you get a professional space, like there's almost like an adrenaline rush that comes with it. So it's like, yes, I'm going to take on, because I remember my first year in my studio space, I was pumped and I'm like, I will take anybody and everything. I don't even care what the project is because I'm open for business. And it was like, I feel like the adrenaline pushed me through. And I don't really remember like eating. I remember I lost weight that year because I just kept going, 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 going. And it's great for that first year, but it's just not sustainable. But yeah,
Yeah,
I was not healthy because I just was like working so much, but I didn't feel stressed about it at the time. I was just so excited. And then it was like the next spring, I was thinking, okay, I can't do this every year, or I can't do this for the rest of the year.
yeah,
So there are ways to, yeah, just balance out the workload and just be more conscientious of like what kind of work you even accept. It doesn't mean that you necessarily take fewer clients, but you're just more intentional of what the work is. And I think a lot of us don't realize like we can actually have control over what work we bring on. And initially I was just kind of blindly taking anybody and everyone and like, I'll figure it out. It's
that
like,
is my goal this year for
yes,
sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's so
Be
exciting.
more
Okay.
conscious of what I'm doing.
Yes, that intentional like decision making. Even the little decisions go a long way.
I think I was kind of like obsessed with the adrenaline rush too. I
Hmm.
was liking that adrenaline until
Oh
I
yeah.
realized when it was like, slowing down, I'm like, oh wow, what did I just do? You know,
Yes. Oh
it's
yeah,
crazy.
it's addictive because it's like a rush. And then it's like, well, the more people that I work with, the more money I make. And so it's like that's kind of what we tell ourselves is like the harder we work or the more hours we put in, the more money we see or whatever. And then it's like, okay, but then look at the rest of my life. Like
Yeah,
there's no life outside of this, so it's not sustainable. So
no,
that's so exciting. Like it's a good problem to have to be at a place where you can be so busy that you get to step back and really kind of be picky choosy of who you work with. That is a luxury that not everyone gets. So that's
yeah.
awesome.
I'm
So
very,
now that
very,
you're here, what do you have planned for the next 3 to 5 years? Like, what are your big goals?
I
Or are you
think,
like, I'm here, I'm already there?
nope, nope, nope. I'd like to expand a little bit. Yeah, I wouldn't mind bringing on more, like another full-time employee.
Hmm.
What happens with Halligan this year? I'm not jumping ahead, but if I have the opportunity for more work, after talking to my accountant and knowing I could get everything in line for that, I
Hmm.
would like to expand a little bit. I
Okay.
have a space. It's not a huge space, but
Hmm.
it's enough space where one more person full time would not be horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Okay.
it
It
all
wouldn't be
kind of has to
horrible. Yeah.
flow. It all has to flow. So if it doesn't happen, I'm perfectly happy where I'm at.
Yeah.
I am, however, my website's being redone right now as we speak, in the
Yay.
works, okay? But I'm also going to be selling on there. So in my past life with the screen printing and embroidery business, my husband still prints and we still design stuff.
Hmm.
So I'm going to start, I have jean jackets that we're putting designs on. We have like
Cute.
mugs and sippy cups. I call them sippy cups, but
Yeah.
adult sippies, all kinds of stuff that I'm gonna start doing retail on my site as well.
Oh, I love that. Maybe you could make a couple seamstress themed things as well.
Yeah, definitely could.
Yeah, we'll have to talk later
Okay.
about that. Yes, about
Yeah,
like
no,
future
we
retreat goodies.
like everything is custom printed here in my house.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I definitely plan on using my husband's capabilities to put on that part of the
Hmm.
business as well,
Yeah,
selling some. I don't know if I did actually attract people outside of my brides through the website,
yeah,
buy stuff, but who knows?
yeah. And also, like,
It
well, at
doesn't
least
hurt.
out here, the denim jackets that say like bride to be or like
Yep.
Mrs. I have brides that bring those in to like try them on to wear for their reception. I'm like, man, I should start making these things. So that is
Yep.
amazing. That sounds super fun. And that's going to be like a fun little like extra bonus project for you. I love that.
Exactly. That's my fun time.
Mm-hmm. And then
Yeah.
you and Honey have a little something in common. Yeah,
Yep.
very cool. Okay, so you kind of already gave this little teaser away because you gave us some really good advice along the way. But if you had one or more pieces of advice, one or two or three pieces of advice for people who are just getting started, I really love your story because you had like so many adventures through your life and so many different phases of creativity, you know? So if they're thinking of switching careers, what maybe do you wish you had known then that you know now that you tell them?
Leap in. Just do it. I shouldn't say that term because that's licensed. No, really, it was something in the back of my head that I had always thought about. I mean, I've always been a creative, but to do it as a living and make actual money at it, I always had the doubt. Get rid of the
Hmm.
doubt.
Hmm.
Just do it. Just jump
Hmm.
in and trust your talent, trust your instinct, trust your gut. Do
Yeah.
it.
So many little facets of your story too is like the right people at the right time.
Yes.
And, you know, like doors will open, some won't, but
And if they don't,
worrying
find
about
another
those
one.
details doesn't get you
Yep.
anywhere anyway.
If the door closes and you don't have it open, go find another one. Go
Yeah.
knock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just go do it. Yes.
yeah, yeah, I have no regrets at all. I
That's
just wish
awesome.
that I wasn't 58, 57. I can't remember how old I was, but I just wish that I had done it sooner.
That's so awesome. Yeah. Well, you still
But
have like
I
a
still have a
full career
lot of
ahead of
time
you.
left.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah, we
And I'm
both said the same
enjoying every
thing.
moment of it.
All right, and let's tell listeners where they can find you. So tell us, when will your new website be ready?
Okay. My goal is within, I was saying February 1st. What is 2 weeks from now? That's less than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But it's in the works being processed. So maybe by the second week of February, the
Okay.
worst scenario.
Yay.
But either way, my Instagram is at OP Alterations.
Hmm.
And I think Halligan just posted something today from I had a photo shoot in December, at the end of
Fun.
December, and not just photos, but she put together a whole video for my website,
I
question
love
and
that.
answer, get to
Hmm.
know me kind of thing.
Hmm.
So the little teaser there today on my Instagram. And
Ooh, I cannot
yeah,
wait. I'll literally
yeah,
share it today.
it's all happening like within the next week and a half.
Yay! I'll be on the lookout for that. And is it okay if I have you open to DMs from listeners because they might reach out with questions?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Any
you're a
questions at
wealth of
all
knowledge.
about starting off I would be thrilled to answer because I think I went through every kind of opening there possibly is, like
Yeah,
for sure.
just got to get through the DMs and you just can't be socially awkward in the DMs. You just got to open them and
Oh,
just do it.
DMs,
Say
I'm
that too.
fine.
Okay.
DMs, I'm fine. That's like one-on-one.
Yes.
It's the posting for everyone. Like when you see something that you
Oh.
like, it's that kind of posting that I'm like
Oh, 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 oh,
awkward with.
oh, oh. Okay. So yes, send her the one-on-one DMs. Don't create a group message. Okay,
Nope.
that's the mess. Yeah. Okay, well, thanks, Chris. I appreciate your time so much, and I'm really excited for this episode to get out, and so listeners can just be encouraged to do the thing and not be afraid of whatever the unknowns are, because that's just more wasted time. So get out and do the thing.
That was fun. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to today's episode. If you like what you heard, please subscribe and share this podcast with a friend. And if you're feeling really generous, leave a review. Thanks, everyone.